welcome to Workouts and Recipes. My name is Monique and I'm going to be showing you how to make a simple skillet cornbread today. Cornbread and cardio. So while the cornbread cooks, we'll be doing a quick little cardio workout. Now I like to add a little healthy twist whenever I'm cooking, so our cornbread today is going to include some acorn squash puree. Alright, so get things started. We've got the oven preheating to 450 degrees, right? Because it's skillet cornbread, we've got our trusty cast iron skillet. To this, I've added a 1/4 cup of coconut oil. Now, you can use whatever kind of oil that you'd prefer, but because we're trying to keep things a little bit healthier, I really like cooking with coconut oil. This is an unrefined coconut oil, completely organic. All right, so we're just going to take that, throw it right in the oven to melt. Once again, that's set at 450 degrees. So now we can focus on combining the rest of our ingredients. All right, now this is a 1 bowl meal, so we can put everything together in 1 bowl without having to worry about separating the dry ingredients from the wet. All right, so we're starting with 2 cups of stone ground non-GMO cornmeal. All right, so dump that in there. And then we've got just a 1/2 cup of almond milk. I use unsweetened almond milk because I can't really tolerate lactose, but if you have cow's milk at home and you can tolerate it, that's just fine too. Add that right to the cornmeal. And then 2 eggs. Okay, 2 eggs right into the same bowl. We're going to add in 1.5 cups of pureed squash. You can use whatever kind of squash you want. I've done it with pumpkin, butternut squash. I just happen to have acorn squash in my house that needed to be cooked. So I peeled it, seeded it, steamed it, pureed it, and here we have about 1.5 cups. So we're going to add that to the bowl. Use our spatula, make sure we get everything in there. And I like this, it stays nice and simple. There's no added sugar or strange spices or anything. It's just a really simple plain cornbread. I like my cornbread simple because I usually am eating it with something else like beans and rice or collard greens and cabbage, so I don't really want it to overwhelm the rest of my meal. All right, here we have sea salt. I use about 1 teaspoon of sea salt, which seems kind of heavy, but because we're going with so many natural ingredients that aren't salted, there's not salt in the pumpkin puree, we're not using butter that's salted, I go a little bit heavier. All right, and then I've got our baking powder, again here, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, and then 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. That's everything. So we're going to take our whisk. And we're going to just incorporate this until the cornmeal is nice and wet. Alright, it's going to be lumpy. That's fine. We want it that way. Alright, now that that's all mixed, we are going to check in the oven on our coconut oil. Just about melted. When it comes out, we're going to dump it in right here with the rest of our ingredients, mix it all in together and throw it right back in to the cast iron skillet. 450 degrees is a little high, but that's going to make sure that we get that nice golden crust on the outside of our cornbread. Okay, let's check on it again. Alright, so that's looking good. Right, coconut oil is melted, the pan is nice and hot, so we're making sure that we've got an oven mitt. When we take it out, I'm going to dump that right in there with our cornbread mixture. Grab the whisk again to just get that coconut oil incorporated. Alright. So now we'll grab our spatula to make sure we've got everything. Alright, that's going right back into the same cast iron skillet. Spread it all around. Alright, remember this just came out of the oven, so before you grab it, you're going to put it back in. Make sure you have the oven mitt or a dish towel. Spread it out. It really doesn't have to be perfect. This is a really rustic country style cornbread recipe. Alright, we're in there. Grab it, throw it back in our 450-degree oven. Alright, now we just wait about 15 to 20 minutes for that to be ready. And while we're waiting, we're going to move on and try to get a little quick workout in while that cooks.